Thank you for joining me for a brief overview of the PACs for the National Association of Health Underwriters, NAHU, and the State of Oregon's chapter, OAHU. I am Jill Pedersen, and I am an NAHU member who has served as the Hupac chair for OAHU for several years. This presentation is intended to educate OAHU members on the two PACs. Information is basic and not meant to be condescending in any way. It is presented from the assumption that those listening have no previous background, understanding, or knowledge of PACs. A PAC is a political action committee, and its purpose is to collect funds, and in our case, NAHU members, and distribute them to political candidates. In addition to candidates, funds may also be given to certain committees and parties. Let's start with a quick government refresher. As citizens of the country and as residents of our state, we have the opportunity to elect officials. Everyone that is a citizen of the U.S. votes for U.S. senators and U.S. representatives. A person can only vote for senators and representatives from their own resident state. Each state has 2 U.S. senators. Currently, Oregon's senators are Merkley and Wyden. We also have 435 U.S. representatives across the country, and the number of representatives for each state is based on its population. Oregon has 5, and currently they are Bonamici, Blumenauer, DeFazio, Schrader, and Walden. Each state also has their own state senators and state representatives. Oregon has 30 senators and 60 representatives. These state senators and representatives are only going to enact and deal with laws relevant to their home state. They will not vote on or make any changes to federal laws. So only Oregonians vote for those senators or representatives in their own state, and you can only vote for the ones that are actually in your district. The Hupac, or Health Underwriters PAC, is sponsored by our national organization, NAHU. Money donated to this PAC is given only to U.S. senators and U.S. representatives. The Hupac addresses federal legislation like the Affordable Care Act. However, sometimes Hupac will assist states that are having major ballot measures. The Oregon PAC is a PAC sponsored by the state chapter OAHU. Any money donated to this PAC is given to state senators and state representatives. Oregon PAC funds only address state issues like the new House Bill 2391, which added a 1.5% tax to its fully insured plans. The Hupac solicits funds from NAHU members to give to politicians and their campaign committees. Only NAHU members can donate to the campaign fund. Non-members, and importantly chapters, can donate to the Hupac admin fund, and that fund helps offset the costs of the administration of the PAC. The purpose of the Hupac is to open doors and gain access to those who are willing to consider NAHU's views. It is not to win elections. This is a critical piece to NAHU's legislative efforts. Without the Hupac, NAHU would not have access to key players in DC who not only listen to NAHU, but actually seek us out for advice and guidance. Contributions from the Hupac Fund are made to a politician's campaign committee. Also, contributions are made to key Senate and House committees. Having good relations with key players is crucial to the overall success of NAHU. Hupac contributions are made to U.S. senators and representatives all over the country. Hupac money, however, is given to many senators and representatives in the state of Oregon. And it's important to know that Senator Wyden is currently head of the Senate Finance Committee, and Representative Walden is chair of the Ways and Means Committee. Both of these positions are very powerful, and their voices are very strong and influential, and they are key to helping NAHU and getting our message out. NAHU's Executive Vice President, Janet Troutwine, has been very successful in getting our message out to those in DC. And in part, she's successful because of the strong support from the Hupac. She reminds us that we have to have support from both sides of the aisle. And this is helpful as we try to advance laws that give us the ability to assist our clients and give them access to the world's best healthcare system. There are hundreds and hundreds of PACs across the country, but what makes a PAC powerful and heard is the amount of funds that they raise during a campaign cycle. In the health insurance industry, it is critical to be $1 million PAC. There's a lot of money floating around, and in order to be heard, you've got to have a large PAC. The number of members are also critical, and even though we have just under 20,000 NAHU members, we actually represent 100,000 health insurance agents across the country. 24% of our NAHU members are donators to the Hupac. We would love that to increase. The state of Oregon represents a very small number of those that are contributing. Mid-2017, when this presentation was put together, we had only 27 members of our state donating. I know that Oregon can do more, and we should do more to help the Hupac, to help NAHU, and to represent the needs and interests of our members. The Hupac recognizes donors and their giving level. It's also important to know that the Hupac has to disclose the donors and the amount that they give on an annual basis. But the Hupac does like to recognize those that give because we're grateful for their donations. The majority of members are giving at the supporter level, which means that they are donating less than about $350 a year. The 365 Club is those that are donating basically $1 a day a year, which is about $30 a month. And then it continues to go up Congressional and Senatorial Club, Capital Club, and Diamond levels, and those are all based on the amount of annual donations. NAHU has been very successful and influential in addressing key legislative policies. A few things that they've been successful with recently is restoring the Medicare open enrollment period, as well as dealing with the small group expansion. NAHU is still working diligently on other key issues like the employer exclusion, the Cadillac tax repeal, etc. However, as hard as NAHU works, they would not be as successful as they are without the assistance of the Hupac, and they work diligently and tirelessly every day to make sure that the voices of our membership are heard. As an NAHU member, it is a privilege to have the opportunity to donate to the Hupac. I urge each member to give back and support the industry that is supporting you. If you aren't currently donating, may I suggest that you start with monthly contributions, and the best way to get started is to go online to hupac.org and enter your monthly giving amount. Thank you so much for your time and your support of the Hupac.